Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. We appreciate the one of two of you who'll be watching this video.
The one of two of you, I guess. We are doing fractions now.
Yeah, one or two of you will be watching this video. We hope you enjoy it.
All of those people who are half of a person, welcome aboard.
Right, and if you're viewers 3 and above, hey, we appreciate you too. Today I'm joined by my Sonny boy here. He joins me every once in a while. That's why every once in a while I say we, because sometimes we do stuff together. But it's been a couple of years since he's joined in on a video. Mostly does Wheel of Time or...
I mostly just do books.
Yep, in our book reviews. We're hoping to get another book review in pretty soon.
And Wheel of Time is based off of a book, so...
Right.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about Season 2, Episodes 1 through 3. And just going to give our overall thoughts on how the season began. And maybe where we think it might be going.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were about to get it wrong, and I was gonna laugh at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like 3, 4, 5 or something. I was gonna start laughing at you.
Oh. Nope, I wasn't gonna go there. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about this and give our overall thoughts on how this season's beginning. I think the season probably takes place, what, about half a year after the events of the end of first season, you would think?
Yeah, it takes place sometime. By the time you see Rand again, he's shaved his head.
Bald, has a girlfriend. I do kind of...
Yeah, the ex that doesn't stop coming back. Spoilers, by the way.
I kind of wonder why they skipped the part where he first meets... this is going to have spoilers. We're going to do this with spoilers.
I just said that.
Okay, so when he first meets Lanfear... does he even say her name in the first
Selene.
episode?
He calls her Selene.
Okay.
I think maybe once or twice.
All right. So when he first meets her, I wonder why they skipped that part of the story.
Because they didn't want to have a rock that teleported you to another dimension.
I guess. It seems like they're choosing what to put in and what to not put into this series, because we haven't seen the Dream World since season 1, I think.
Yeah, when his shaman was playing God or whatever he was doing in his spare time.
He kind of reminded me of Scarecrow from Batman.
He kind of does. He especially with the cowl he wears. He also oh goodness, what? Never mind. I was gonna say something, but it completely evaded me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, season 2 takes place months after. We do see Moiraine trying to deal with the fact that she no longer has the one power with her.
Which, by the way, was hilarious to sit with my dad and watch them, because he couldn't get over the fact that she had lost her power. Right.
I kind of figured, I'm finding that if I just ignore the fact that I've read the books, I enjoy this show a lot more. Yeah, because it's a good fantasy show, but once you read the books, you're like, why are they making these changes
so much? Yeah. But it was pretty funny. Like halfway through the second episode, he was like, "I still can't believe," and I'm like, "Are you serious? We're still on this?"
Yeah, I still can't believe they took the power away from Moiraine.
If you don't know, that did not happen in the books until near the end, but that still was an exception.
Well, she's always had her power. It's just at the end it's very much diminished. Yeah. So it's kind of I feel like they're kind of taking the part of what's the leader's name of the Aes Sedai? Swan storyline.
It's pretty funny. We couldn't remember her name throughout the entirety of watching it, and now when we're filming it or recording, we remember it. No problem.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like they're taking some of Swan's storyline and then putting it onto Moiraine, at least early going. Just because, like we said, Moiraine never loses her power.
She's still pretty good without her power, though. I mean, she cons a con artist. I mean, you can't get any better than that.
Yeah, well, she's been playing the game for a very long time.
Look, if you're an Aes Sedai, you've been playing the game since you were a toddler. That's just how it is.
As soon as you enter the White Tower.
Yeah. As soon as you left the womb, you were playing the game.
I guess we should start on Matt's new actor. I liked him. I think he did a good job.
Unless you guys ever watch any of our book review videos, you're not gonna know what the game is. Yeah. So go watch those.
Anyways, they're
an hour long each.
Yeah, but I thought Matt's character.
Yeah,
Matt's character, the new guy, the new actor. I thought he did a good job.
I barely noticed it, but then again, most of his face was covered in shadows, and we weren't exactly watching it in like prime light TV, you know.
Right.
So,
but I thought he did. I couldn't really, because it's been so long since I saw season 1. I didn't really notice the
like
change.
you don't. It's really hard to notice. Like even the voice is so super similar, and the actor is really good at playing Matt.
Right. And for the most part, I think they've written Matt's character pretty well. I actually enjoyed season 2 Matt. Granted, when I was reading the books, I didn't like Matt until about book 4.
He was a little insufferable, but like he was the kind of insufferable where you're like, yeah, I can kind of see why you're upset about this because like, you know, you're like trying to live your farmer life and then all of a sudden you're fighting the embodiment of evil. So, you know, it's
well, then you're
not an easy transition.
You're kind of possessed by that knife as well.
Not only that, you're fighting the evil inside of Shadar Logoth, so there's a little bit more going on.
Right.
So you're sick, you're dying, you're full of anxiety, and now you don't know what to do. So, that's Matt's predicament.
Right. And he was like one of my favorite characters in the book, and I think he's going to be one of my favorite characters in the show as well. I thought they did excuse me. I thought they did a good job with Perrin. Tongue twisted there. I get tongue twisted a lot. But I thought they did a good job with Perrin on this. The actor's doing him very well.
Elias looks really good when he showed up. Like, I was able to recognize him immediately. Like, like that was... He looks like a lot how I would envision him in the book, just kind of like a wild kind of person.
Yeah, he looks scary as heck.
He really does. Like, you don't want to, like, out of all of the people you'd want on your side, you'd want him, because going up against him would not end well. It'd be like fighting a Murderall or something.
Yeah, they kind of made him look kind of, to me, my personal opinion, they kind of made him look kind of werewolfish.
Which, I mean, not far from the truth.
Yeah.
I mean...
He's been living with the wolves for a while.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, he has the golden eyes, like, you know. He looks like what a werewolf would look like if he didn't have the werewolf thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that made sense.
Yep. Perfect sense.
Lycanthropy without lycanthropy.
Yeah. They did a good job with Egwene. I liked her character. Nynaeve. I think Nynaeve is still my favorite female woman character.
Nynaeve.
Yep. Nynaeve is
you said
Nynaeve. No,
she's not. She's actually probably the least naive out of everyone.
Yeah, everyone there. Yep. But I think she's still my favorite female character in the series.
Yeah, Elaine. I'm kind of interested to see how Elaine goes because yet again, referring to our older videos, I'm pretty sure we established that Elaine is one of the worst heroes of all time.
Yeah, like if you haven't read the books, if somebody says, "Hey, you're gonna be at Elaine's party to do this certain deed,"
run. Just
go.
Get
out.
Just
say,
go.
I'm sick. I gotta go.
If you even see her coming to your town, just go.
Yeah.
Just leave. If you see her and like one other person, you
and
just need her by herself. It's not bad. But if she's with one other person,
if she's with Nynaeve,
if she's with Nynaeve, run, because it never goes well, and poor Nynaeve has to deal with it. Because
well, that's according to the books. We'll see if they. Hopefully, they follow through with the show. They don't make them like these great and can solve everything because they solve things, but they cause a little chaos in the meantime.
One of the best things I think was something that was brought up during we're like really bad at doing this in chronological order. We're just all over the place, but
we're just going character to character.
So during one of the scenes, Egwene is trying to open up the arches, and I remember Dad saying, if she just suddenly manages to open these things, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, and I'm just like, don't worry, Dad. It doesn't seem to be working.
Right, because that's what my problem with female characters these days in movies is that they have no struggle. They just automatically know how to do everything.
And even in the past with like certain, even with like poorly written like male characters too, it's like when they would make him like super overpowered, it's not interesting at all because when you're watching these things or when you're reading these things, you want development. You want to be able to grow with the character and see that because part of the fun of you can't see my hand motions, but I am having them.
So like this.
I'm having these hand motions, but they're like down here. But like that's one of the cool things about really long stories like Wheel of Time because you see where they start off, and then you can see how far these characters have grown. And that's what I really like about really long book series, because you see so much development in these characters. It's awesome to see. It's like they're real people, and it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So when people poorly write these characters, it really bothers me because I'm like, this isn't entertaining. This is just annoying. Like, why is this guy able to destroy a planet with just a flick of his wrist? Why is she able to solve this puzzle no one's been able to solve for like 5 millennia? Like, what's going on here?
And she has no
background experience. This guy has no previous combat experience. Like, come on, like seriously, it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm ranting about it.
Okay, we're going on.
It's sad. I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna go on tangents like this.
All right. So one last thing before we go, this video's getting a little long. Is like I liked how they did the rings, the Nynaeve's or what do you call it, trials, in order for her to become accepted. I think they did that very well. They even kind of expanded on it a little bit, which was fine. You know, because what happens in the books and what happens in the show didn't really happen, but I liked how they did it.
I mean, also, like, with some of the things that happened in the book didn't happen in the first book. Some of the things that happened in the first book didn't happen in the first season. So some of those things couldn't be put in her trial because, like, she can't be chased around a maze by a Forsaken if you never met a Forsaken.
Isn't that Egwene?
It could be Egwene.
I think it's Egwene.
But then again, still same principle. Like, you can't have that because she's never met the guy.
Right.
Who around.
So we'll see what happens with that, with Egwene's trial.
We need to talk about Rand and Logain.
Well, you want to take a little time to talk about Lan? And did you like Lan's character?
Lan? I think it was pretty good.
No, I've read online, there's some people accept about that. They say that Lan is like too really emotional.
So, but with the way I see it, like I can kind of see how, because in the books he bottles everything up. Like you can, it's always like he's always putting these super high stone walls up that you just can't break down.
We don't see Lan a couple instances. One, he's inside Nynaeve's dream world type scenario, so that's kind of how she probably would see Lan. And secondly...
And also it's kind of how Lan behaves around her just a little bit.
Yeah, and secondly, when with Moiraine, you know, they had this close relationship, and he's feeling cut off just like she is. So I can understand.
And then she pulls the biggest jerk move ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so would you rather have, like... So here's a good question if anyone wants to comment. Would you rather have, like, someone you love hate your guts because you've told them off or something because, like, you don't want them to get hurt, or would you rather have them at least die knowing that you did love them and that they had someone that they had to live for? Because, like, I always found it so weird that characters in these scenarios would be like, oh, by the way, like, I never liked you or anything, just to keep someone safe. And I'm like, you're not keeping them safe, you're hurting them more than anyone else ever could.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else you want to cover?
Rand, Logain, those are two very important parts.
So they met. So yeah, Rand and Logain actually met a lot earlier this time in the books. Sorry, I keep on comparing the show to the books. Can't help it.
If you've read the books, they're just so good.
Yeah,
like, you've got to read the books.
But their interaction was interesting. So it looks like they might be trying to get Logain to be the one who teaches him the power. Well,
instead of that one guy no one even remembers.
The the Forsaken.
It was like Asmodeus or something.
Yeah, Forsaken.
Like literally no one even knows what his name is.
And then in the previews, Moraine's going to be meeting Logain instead of Swan. So I don't. Does Moiraine ever meet Logain?
I think
in the books. I don't.
Think maybe once. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't really. I don't.
But
it's been a while.
But the preview for the next episode, it looks like those two are going to have a interaction.
We saw a bit of the Swanchin.
Yeah, I did like how they did the Swanchin.
Man, it was a very surprising part in there. I did not see it coming.
With the horn in the head?
Yeah, the horn in the head. Like, oh my god. I did not expect that.
I see that kind of brutal.
Like, that was something I'd expect to see out of, like, Resident Evil or something.
Like other shows.
Yeah, like, I did not expect... I mean, it fits because Wheel of Time is not, like... It's pretty graphic book.
And the reason why they chose him is because he was the most outspoken. You know, he was the one to be the most rebellious. So it was like, okay. And he dies pretty early in the books, too.
Yeah, so, like, he's... Which one's the prophet? I can't remember. Because I thought he was the prophet, but apparently he's not, because he's dead.
No.
So I don't know who it is.
No.
Is it him?
No. No, because he's the sniffer. The sniffer doesn't become the prophet. It was somebody else.
Oh, he's the sniffer? Oh.
Yeah, he was the sniffer.
Was that ever brought up?
I think they briefly mentioned it.
They mentioned
because he was always talking about his smells.
Like a tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a tracker, but like they never actually explained it like they did in the book.
Yeah, he was always the one doing smelling.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should end it here. Thank you for joining us for 15 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it.
Look, when you got Wheel of Time, you expect to be here for like quarter, half an hour, an hour.
But due to memory space, we got to cut this short.
Yeah.
Hope
My
you guys...
dad's Apple iPhone. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, don't give away the way we do this stuff. I mean, quite frankly, though, nobody's going to be here at 15 minutes and 40 seconds.
You were the one who invited me on this show, okay? Like, you gotta live with the consequences.
Never again. Get off my show. Have a good day. Bye.